everybody, and particularly my returning subscribers, loyal fans. Thank you for tuning in again. Always remember to like, comment, share, and for those who haven't done so, kindly subscribe. It helps my channel to grow. Well, the rapper, Dababy, is in the news for all the wrong reasons. Again, a few months ago, he was, on the receiving end of backlash after a homophobic rant during one of his concerts, and also for saying a number of really harsh things about, people dealing with HIV and so on and so forth. Well, he is currently trending at the moment because he chose to verbally attack the mother of his baby, another singer known as Danileigh, and he chose to get into a verbal altercation with this woman while she was feeding their 3-month-old baby. Now, what makes the whole thing worse is the fact that he chose to record the incident. He says that he recorded, not record, he chose to go on Instagram Live. Now, he claims that he did that to protect himself, in case of any domestic assault issues coming out later. But it did make him come off as extremely insensitive. Women who are pregnant or nursing and so on and so forth tend to be very hormonal. And these hormones, even when you're just on your period, can make you mean-spirited and, you're just not who you ordinarily are. This is with reference to women who are pregnant or lactating or breastfeeding or whatever. Within that whole period, from when the pregnancy commences to shortly after the woman has had the baby, most women's emotions are up and down, and it's usually as a result of hormones. That is not a very good time for the man to get aggravating.
Okay, there I go. Do my thing. You.
It's cuckoo for Cocoa Puff.
Yeah, whatever. Shut the
Yeah,
yeah, you want to record me talking about shut the
I gotta record you for my safety.
Yeah, go ahead. This the first thing.
You ain't finna burn it down. Get your phone. Come here, close it first.
Baby, the first time.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Like this.
Nah. Go with your move, crazy girl. You started your.
Yeah, whatever.
No, let's get you one now. Do you need help? Let's get you a jet.
Your help at all.
You have to leave. Shawty got to go. Can y'all? Like, what's up? I can't leave.
Look at this.
I can't leave. I've been sitting up all night. I can't get no sleep. This
Your
is
sleep, okay.
this is get out.
You're a fucking dog.
This is get out
Like,
mixed
you're
with.
such a good ass father.
I'm not trying to be. Listen.
You're not. You're not.
He's a great father.
Okay.
And you know that, Danny.
Okay.
He's a great father, right?
Okay.
He's a great father.
Okay.
No, he's a great father, right?
Okay. Sure.
She's a
You
crazy
asked me when I
bitch.
was pregnant.
You wasn't my girl.
I wasn't your girl.
Danny.
Danielle,
I wasn't your girl.
you ain't never been my
His brother
girl.
is right there.
My
Don't
brother-
he call me his girl all the time? Don't he call me his girl all the time, Darius? Don't
Darius,
ask your people.
Darius.
They know me as your fucking
Darius,
girl.
what you
Stop
know,
it.
Shawty is, Darius?
Bro. Oh my god.
What you know, Shawty?
No,
Bro, hey, look, bro, this nigga know to have that phone out,
yeah,
man.
that's funny.
This is some
Funny
trapper,
as fuck.
this some trapper black nigga shit playing gone wrong.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Stop fucking showing.
Yeah, this is trying to trap a nigga gone wrong. I'm
Trying
not
to
going.
trap a nigga? Are you crazy?
Shawty,
You just
it-
came at me last night, you idiot.
Shawty, you beg me. You be
just came at
begging
me
me.
last night, you idiot.
This some jail.
I asked
Hey,
you,
somebody
why you
tell
coming?
Maury to call
I
baby,
asked
man. Let me run up a quick 10M.
Yeah, okay. Don't ever
Let me run up.
disrespect our
Let me
fucking
run up a
child
quick
like that.
10M. Somebody tell Maury to call
Yeah,
me,
don't
man.
don't
Let's
fucking
put this
do
shit
that.
on Maury. Shorty is more material.
Now, in this instance, apparently Danileigh lives with Dababy, her child's father. She's moved in with him. And it is said to be an on-again, off-again relationship, a rocky relationship. But now they've chosen to bring a baby into the world. So I feel that at the very least, if he has no intentions of marrying Danileigh, the least he owes her is peace of mind within this period. So it does make Dababy come off as highly insensitive. And for her part, I don't think she's completely wrong when she suggests that, in fact, she doesn't suggest, she straight up says that she knows the main reason he wants to kick her out of the house is so that he can bring other women in and do his thing. I'm almost certain, I'm almost 100% sure that that's exactly what it is. You see, what many young ladies don't know is that there's something about relationships. No matter how fun and exciting and vivacious and whatever you are, marriage takes that down several notches. Marriage comes with a range of responsibilities that you would never have guessed while you're still dating. In this instance, they are not married. Now, having a baby is even worse. In the early years of your marriage, let's say the first 3 years, which is still considered the honeymoon stage, you people are still essentially carrying on as if you're dating. You go hang out with friends, you go clubbing or whatever you do. Your relationship is still relatively like it was when you guys were still dating. It gradually begins to change. It gradually begins to change. But you see, when a baby is involved, this is essentially putting the cart before the horse. So it's not like you've even had the time to get married, settle in properly into a different phase of the relationship before introducing a third party into it. You've brought that baby suddenly into the picture with all the stress that goes with looking after a baby. No matter how romantic and mature and whatever responsible your man is, babies have this tendency to be extremely demanding. They can't help it. They're experiencing Earth for the first time. They can't do anything. They can't feed themselves. They can't use the bathroom themselves. They can't clean themselves. So they're completely dependent on the adults around them. And in 70 to 80% of such cases, the main caregiver now turns out to be the woman. Within that period, I don't care if you're Kim Kardashian, the chances of you being sexy, vivacious, fashionable, exciting is slim to zero. Many men can't handle it, especially those of them in the entertainment industry that seem to constantly crave excitement and pleasure. If you're involved with one of those and you choose to put the cart before the horse, that is, you choose to get pregnant and start making babies before that person ever puts a ring on your finger, believe you me, the minute you put yourself in that place, the chances of him marrying you begin to drop real fast. He already has you where he wants you. He can stroll off into the sunset. You'll have to look after that child. And now some women decide to take their pound of flesh by poisoning the child from babyhood. Start telling that child as many negative things about the father as possible, amplify the man's absence, and so on and so forth. You see, the weird thing about these things is usually the person who is on their worst behavior, the minute the person shows a bit of change, a small inclination to mend who they are and adopt a better way of doing things, they get instantly forgiven. So this man can choose to abandon you with that child for the next 12, 15 years. Show up one day, by this time you've gone through the whole stress of changing poopy diapers, you sleepless nights when the baby wakes up, time spent in hospital, your social life now zero because there's nobody to help you care for the baby while you go out and do other things. If you're not careful, you find yourself in a situation where you have to carry this baby with you to work, and your social life goes downhill. You're constantly exhausted. But that does not remove that longing from that child to reconnect with the father. Which is why, for my part, And I always make it very clear that when I have these talks, I am directing my words of advice to young ladies between the ages of 20 and 30, who are usually at sea about a lot of things that us older women already know. For my part, I will always say that if it is ever a choice for those of you who are within this age bracket, as a woman, as a young lady, don't give up your power. Don't ever intentionally decide to get pregnant for a man because you think it will cause him to stick around. Especially for those of them in the entertainment industry, be it movies, but first of all, those of them in music. They receive so much adulation from fans. They have girls who are far more beautiful than you throwing themselves at them, willing to do things with them completely free, no strings attached. Their egos are like this. They have so much money. They have access to drugs. They have yes men around them. You are a nothing in the scheme of things. Your feelings don't matter. Now, I'm not saying that Danileigh chose to get pregnant. But I mean, let's face it, this is America. This is one of those countries where even as teenagers, they start telling them things about contraception, and you have so many options available to you, even without your parents' knowledge, to prevent pregnancy. Which is why most of the time when this thing happens, the men feel like it's a grand scheme to trap them into something they're not ready for. Okay, let them take the precaution. They're not interested in doing so because they know that even if a baby happens, they can leave you holding that baby and walk into the sunset and nothing will happen. In fact, places like America, Canada, US, and all of these places, the women are even luckier. The justice system will stand for them and insist that this man should, play his part, especially if he is wealthy. Bring child support. They can't run away from that. So they're forced to bring child support, at least some kind of financial obligation, and that reduces the weight on the mother. But it also causes them to be more resentful every time a woman gets pregnant. Of course, they're happy to pretend that they don't have a role in preventing that pregnancy if they really wanted to stop it from happening. It's even easier for them. That's the truth. Now, be mindful of the fact I'm not one of these people who is saying that if you're not married, you are nothing. No, not at all, not by miles. I'm just saying that if you're one of these girls for whom marriage means something and you genuinely want to be married, do not wake up and allow yourself to be bamboozled and start taking some kind of desperate measures and start doing some crazy, silly stuff that will just tie you up. Don't allow a man to go and do introduction and then disappear for the next 2-3 years. The longer he disappears after the introduction, when I say disappear, I mean he's not coming back to continue the rites. In fact, some people do introduction this month. By next month, they do an engagement, and then in a few months' time, the marriage happens. Introduction is a formality. It's after introduction, silence. 1 year passed, the next year passed, and everything. It was just last year, I think, I was asking on Facebook. I said, wait, can somebody update me about Davido and Chioma? What's going on? And somebody said, that it's because of the pandemic. I said, pandemic? Oh, they cannot do regular court marriage. They cannot go and do church blessing because of pandemic. I said, this thing has entered voicemail. So young ladies, please don't put yourselves in these very, very unpleasant and unnecessary situations where you can help it. Just don't. It's not a good strategy, especially for young men who are moneyed, highly successful in any field of endeavor. but particularly those of them in the music or entertainment industry. If you are brave enough to go and start dating any of them, I call it being brave, because the truth is, the chances that that person is loyal to you is slim to zero. Even when they try to be safe, it's hard, because there's so much temptation all around. But you have agreed that you're the person that has two heads that can endure that level of heartache. Okay, fine, that's your business. But the worst thing you can do to yourself is to try to hold that person down by bringing a baby into the picture. It makes them almost downright hostile. And in some instances, they're the ones that were begging you to have that child or to get pregnant. I think it gives some of them an ego boost, I don't know what it is. It could be that he has promised you heaven and earth if you have his baby for him. He's promising you, has he told you what and what he will do for you when you people are married? That's the conversation that you should be having. Okay, now, the baby has the nerve to maltreat this woman. Tell her to get out of his house as if she's one thing he picked on the road somewhere. She should get with a 3-month-old that she was in the middle of feeding when he puts that Instagram live thing on. She come and leave his house. She should come and be going. In another video, he's seen telling her that she's a side chick. That he is using style to tell her now that there's another woman in the picture that is more important to him. People are yabbing him that how can you call the mother of your child a side chick? I said the man knows what he's saying.
And Shawty is not my girl. Ain't never been my girl. Is my side bitch.
It's your what?
No, my
It's
side
your
bitch.
what?
Shawty is a certified side bitch.
It's fucking embarrassing me like that.
Shawty is a certified side
Shut
bitch.
up.
Just trying to act like she
off
ain't.
me.
No, let's
Don't
take
put
it
me
there.
talking about side
Her parents know she my side bitch. Everybody knows she's a side bitch. She don't want y'all to know she a side bitch. She got to save her face. She got to crash all the way out. Call them folks. Save me. Help. You see how Shawty went storming off when that truth came out. Listen, so let me finish telling y'all what I'm telling y'all. Miss me with all that. I'm not going. I had to show y'all I'm not going. Shouted crazy.
He's telling her that she's not a priority to him anymore. So for him to have used, he did not even say you are just a baby mama. He said you're just a side chick. So he's trying to educate her that there's somebody else. Most likely he wants to clear her out of the space so that he'll bring that another empty-headed main chick into the picture. Because if you're not empty-headed, why will you want to be involved with a man who just had a baby that's 3 months old, regardless of what story he's telling you? So if you're between the ages of 20 to 30, when you are in the prime of your life, don't do these things. It's not necessary. And I keep having these talks because some of you will gladly listen to strangers like me. It's not like you don't have older women in your family that are happy to have these conversations with you, but you will not listen to them. But if you hear the words coming out of a stranger's mouth, sometimes it resonates. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that for yourself, not for even a child of Dangote. Don't do it. It's not necessary. The person who will marry you. So don't put yourself in a place where somebody will belittle and reduce you like that. On Instagram Live.